What is going on, guys? Hope you are having a wonderful day and welcome to another Sunday live stream. I know we're a little bit late today, but we had some technical difficulties and some of the members had to take the day off. IRL stuff came up. Today, though, we do have Gestal Gaming on the channel and we're going to talk about a lot of interesting stuff. But Gestal, how you doing?
Doing great, Blazin. How you doing? Great to be back.
Doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for joining us. And how's your week been so far?
Week's been great. I feel a little more relaxed, a lot less the stress from the during the fusion that I had, trying to carry the two counts into it. So it's been I don't know, just been kind of relaxed in raid and enjoying it, not having to make sure I'm getting through everything.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. It is it's been kind of hectic, you know? This fusion was not a very friendly fusion for us. Um,
Yeah, you
but
really couldn't make any mistakes, so it's like, had to be laser focused.
yeah, there were a couple of times I had to go back two or three times and, just check out because I was like, did I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like I'm missing something. So yeah,
Exactly.
you know.
Having nightmares about it.
But yeah. So it was a good fusion though, I gotta say. Um, so we, as always, like to start off with a question about the content creator, and this week is going to be, what is your favorite car? If you had no budget, no nothing, your dream car, what would it be?
Oh, a dream car. Oh. Well, I was driving home yesterday, right next to it's I guess kind of crazy, but a McLaren. And man, that is probably one of the coolest cars I've ever seen. So I would imagine it depends on the day. I mean, I would love to get I would love to get a honestly, this is what I've really wanted. I would love to get like a 1950s like a Ford pickup, but have it like a resto mod. Like I love the look and the like all the roundness of the fenders and but like have it all updated so you could drive it comfortably. I'm also
Okay.
a taller guy, so I don't think I would probably fit in one of those comfortably. So there'd have to be, I'm sure, some sort of adjustments, but I just love the look of those. So I don't know.
uh,
I mean, but that McLaren I saw yesterday, man, that's one of the coolest cars I've ever seen. I don't know what model exactly it was or what year, but man, that thing looked awesome.
yeah, McLarens are great cars. My wife a couple of years ago got me, the whole test drive thing for like 30 minutes. It's ridiculous, stupid amount. It was like $700 for like me to drive whatever car, and that was I can't remember which one, but it was a lower end one. But I got to drive it for like 10 laps around the racetrack, which was awesome. Um,
Oh, wait, a McLaren?
yeah, yeah, they
Oh,
had
that's
they
amazing.
had they had the McLarens, they had the Ferraris. There was like six or seven different ones, but like she got me one of those for my birthday, which was kind of cool. So um,
That's awesome.
yeah, if you ever want to test try it, you could do that. Um,
Yeah.
and then like I said, I think it was like 600 or something like that. My friends did it when we went out to LA a couple of years ago. And he did I think he did a Lamborghini or something, and luckily he nicked it coming around the track. But luckily you buy insurance, so all of that is covered. you know,
Oh
yeah,
man, that's rough.
exactly. um,
That's cool though.
yeah,
That's
it's lots of
amazing. Yeah, that
fun.
must have been a blast.
Yeah, so this week, guys, we have a lot of stuff to talk about, right? First, we have to talk about Plarium pissing off the community with a lot of things, or one particular thing that they've been doing. We're gonna talk about the shard summoning, the new crystal summoning. Is it worth it? We're gonna discuss the turn-based tournaments, Did you do them? Were they worth doing? What was the success of doing them? And were the rewards worth it? And then we're going to touch up a little bit on the Call of the Arbiter since we have all the episodes out. So, yeah, let's get into the show. So, first thing we're going to talk about is the summoning crystals, right? This new prism crystal. Have you gotten to pull any of them on your accounts there, Gestal?
Yeah, the main account, I came in third on the Dragon Turnitor, the Dragon, not the Dragon, the Spider Turn attack tournament. Honestly, I mean, I guess I ran a lot because it was during CVC,
Yeah.
but obviously I got the top reward and then I came in third, so I got the extra 20. And off that 20, I got King Galkabar, who I didn't have. So nice pull on that one, I guess. I like this more for my free to play account though, because I feel like if at worst, at least you have a better shot at getting some epics.
Yeah.
And epics are very helpful on that account. I mean, if I could hit the couple that I'd really like to get, it'd be even better. But that's that's okay. But I have hit two epics on my free to play account. I got Grizzled Jarl, which was new, but I don't I don't think he's that good to me right now. I have a pretty good dwarf faction, and my clan boss team's flushed out, so I don't really know where I would use him. And then I got a dupe. I can't remember who it was, but
Karagi.
so it hasn't worked out for me on my free to play account, where King Galkabar would have been huge,
Yeah.
but that's all right. I don't know. I think it's okay. I think it's I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm not a huge fan how they set it all up. But when you hit, I guess it feels pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I so I was watching Hell Hades on one of his videos that he released, and it was about the two things that pissed him off the most. And one of them was actually the way that they've done this wrong one, this guardian ring, right? Unbinding the champions and then using the token trader. I feel like they've neglected this, and I feel like they could have turned this around for the shards, for that prism shard. Like, just um give us these tokens, and mix them throughout the events, and then just give us a rotating pool of this. Like, this would have been probably 10 times better for us over the prism crystal, especially the way they structured it. I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, there's so much they could do with this token trader. Um, it, I mean, it's tougher now, obviously, with Faction Guardians. I feel like that's the most important thing, right? So you want to fill it up. So if you have dupes, you're obviously not going to be trading it in on the token trader. But it is, and maybe they'll change it up a bit. Maybe it will get better. Maybe they will start doing some sort of rotation, or maybe you could select from a few or whatever it would be. But it's yeah, yeah, it's really not. Yeah, I feel like they need to go back to it. It's almost like they've forgotten about it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. This that just popped up has been a huge, huge uh, point for everybody. Like, you look at it, and the prism crystals are worth $10 is what they're valued at for 40. So, I mean, it is all RNG, but like, it's literally two, 3-star chickens for $10. And I'm just like, who in their right mind would buy this? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure like the Kraken and whales that really need them, if they needed any of these particular champions, which I don't think so. But yeah, I don't feel like the prism crystals were worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
Yeah,
ups.
I wouldn't recommend buying. I wouldn't recommend anyone buying them. I think I wish they were offered in more events, or more, like, they didn't even offer them in events. Like, they should have thrown a couple in the events. They had a Dungeon Divers going. They've had the Summon Rush going. I think they should have thrown some more in there. Like, I think you should have been able to earn more of them. But obviously, it seems to be turning more into a cash grab,
Of course, yeah. I mean,
which
I get it. Plarium's out to make money, and that's what they're looking to do. But yeah, sorry. Go ahead. I
yeah,
didn't mean
no,
to cut you off.
I mean, it's a company, right? You got to make money, and people are going to buy it. They're going to, then they're going to keep putting it out there.
Yeah,
So I don't blame them for trying, right? I don't blame them for doing it. I just saying, I would like to have seen like more engagement in the game to reward you with getting these the prism shards, whatever they're called.
yeah,
Because it's like I said, like they're actually good for the free to play account. Like I was excited to pull them. I'm like, oh, what if I get an epic? Like it might be someone I need. So, uh, I think it's great for the early and mid game accounts, really. And then I guess if you're really hunting one of those legendaries, but again, I wouldn't recommend buying on them. I really wouldn't. It's not. I don't think the odds are worth it. The 3%.
yeah. No. So I guess like the biggest issue people are having, or the biggest complaint, I should say, is that it's all champions that were either previous fusions or obtainable through some sort of guaranteed. So a lot of people are like, well, I already have these champions. I don't need them. Which is, you know, the way Plarium came out and said is this system is supposed to help newer players, get new champions, right? Like Brogni or Herndig or Lady Kimmy. Some of those champions can be account changing, especially if you're in the early game. I mean, Brogni can carry your clan boss team. Michinaki is definitely a Hydra clan boss champion. Trunda still in the early game, up until you hit like gold 5, can be a great arena nuker for you, right? So what are your thoughts about that? Do you think, the champions they picked, the champion pool, were they worth it? Are they, you know, would you, granted, I know everybody wants a Krizia in there, right? Crazy OP
Yeah,
legendary.
of course.
But do you think they picked a good champion pool?
The pool again for people who've been playing for a while, a 2, 3 year old account. I don't think you'd be excited at this because you've probably got the Brogni, the Herndig, the Kimmy, uh, probably got Mishinaki, and probably got Elva, right? So you'd be looking for Trunda, Kayoku, Galkabar, or Ruark. I don't think you'd be very excited at that pool. But early to mid game players, people who started in the last year, like you see Brogni in there, you're like, yeah, that guy can change my account completely. Uh,
Yeah,
a
guaranteed.
Trunda would be awesome to get for an early game account. You could do a ton with Trunda. So I think it's all perspective, right? Like I said, like I kind of look at it like endgame. Yeah, I could, it's just fun to palm endgame, and if you hit, you hit, whatever. But my free to play account, like I was really excited to pull these shards. So I think it's perspective. I could see where it's frustrating that the pool is obviously a lot of champs that you would have already gotten. So I can see the frustrating in the community there, of course. And it stinks that there's no voids in there. I mean, that would make it more fun. But frankly, I think the pool's too big. Like I think I said this last week. I was hoping for it to be like 4 legendaries and like 8 epics. And like you really can hone in on if you want to go for this or not. Like do I save the energy or do I really push for these events to get, first, second, or third to get the extra shards. Uh,
Yeah,
I think the pool is just too big.
yeah. No, I agree with that. So, and I pointed it out last week. My biggest concern was the rares, and I felt like they might have commons or uncommons in there. And I was just like, I really, really hope they don't. And
Good.
and Joe kind of agrees with me there with the rares. I really wish that the rares weren't in there. Especially because, brings us up to the second issue where there is no mercy system here, right? So you could literally
Right.
sit here and be pulling all day 200 if you got them, and you could be stuck with 200 rares, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So the champion pool I'm okay with because I see it as, it's to help certain players progress. help them get fusions that they didn't get, and about, because it could still help me on my account trying to get, even me being the end game. Granted, this is my like alt account. It can still help me with my faction guardians, right? I still
Yeah,
need
yeah,
Sylvan Watchers. I still need Shadowkin, right? So if I pulled, a dupe Lady Kimmy, I wouldn't be too upset about it. Um, even with the Trunda, I could probably start empowering like my Brockney or something, which is still kind of good. But I feel like the rares being in the champion pool is kind of what throws it off for me. And it's just that's the biggest hate point that I have, and I guess I shouldn't say hate, I should say dislike
yeah.
about this. So, what do you think the rares should be in there? I mean, there's nothing that I really see that's account changing for rares that you can't pull from a mystery
Yeah,
shard.
I mean, who the rares I feel like are just like be like, all right, here's your here's your prize for playing, like, the participation trophy. So I don't, yeah, I guess they have to do it to be able to get those type of odds, right? Like I don't really know any real reason to justify putting them in there.
Yeah,
Because I guess if these were just for legendaries and epics, you know, basically would be it would be a orange shard or a gold shard. So I don't know. I don't know how else they could do that part of it based on the way it's set up. I mean, there's obviously you could rework the entire system, but yeah, I mean, 60% chance you're probably getting a rare. My free to play account mostly hit rares, so and besides the Galkabar, my main account only hit rares, so it's a 60% is an easy chance to hit it.
yeah, yeah. Welcome to the stream, being useless. Thank you for joining us. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. I know Safer did his video out and said, he sees this the equivalent of a sacred shard. And, I did my video on it. Yeah, I don't think it is a bad system. I don't like that the rares are in it, that, these are basically something we can get out of a mystery shard, which you farm and you get
Hmm.
from campaign. I'd be more okay with this type of system if, it wasn't so hard to get on some of these events, right? Which will kind of bring us into the next point. But I think the event points that they put him under, especially for Dragon, were kind of high. Spider wasn't that bad because, everybody gets a pretty fast Spider team, especially with Newt that's been given or released.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, my biggest gripe is these rares. I would like to see these rares go out, and then if it's just, make it whatever, 40 shards, 50 shards, and give me a 10% chance to pull a legendary, and then everything else should be an epic. I'm happy. I think those are great odds. I think that's way better of a system than what they did here. What do you think?
Yeah, that would make it more exciting for sure. Yeah, up the amount of shards it takes to do a summon and get rid of the rares and put 10% on the Lego. I like that. I think that would make then you're pulling maybe one. If you push, maybe you can do two a week. If they're going to be doing these weekly, it looks like
Yeah.
that would make it more exciting for sure. And I think it would make people more inclined to push for these events because if you're doing this just to get a rare, like who really cares?
Yeah.
People are probably going to stop doing them, honestly.
Yeah, and that's kind of the feeling that I had with mine. I mean, I've been working a lot on a viewer's account, Steve's account, and just because we have so much energy and we still have like 200,000 energy on the account, we're able to get a lot of these, and we've taken first place on a lot of other events. But we've pulled, I want to say six, or we've pulled five, something like that, and every one of them has been a rare. And I
Wow.
mean, his account really needs like a geo would be great. And he doesn't have any of these legendaries. So, like, if we got a Brogni,
Wow.
that would make his clan boss team actually like make it so much easier for me because it'd be like a one key Demetha team. Um, but yeah, I'm not, I think the champion pool for the epics and the legendaries is great. The rares, I really like to go, take a long walk off a short pier, as they say. But yeah, again, I mean, I understand that the system is based there to acquire more of the champions. But I think for this first one, my opinion is I give it like a 4 out of 5. I don't know. What do you think? What would you rate it as?
Uh, yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's I don't know, 3 out of 5 maybe.
3 out of 5.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it could be better. I feel like it better than expected, but it certainly could be much better. Here's my concern, right? This is only 3 factions, and one of the factions is tiny. What happens when we move this up to, any of the other ones where there's significantly more champions? It's not going to look, I don't think it's going to look nearly as good as the champion pool here. It's probably going to be way worse.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. The champion pool here doesn't have a lot of there's not a lot of variety with between these three factions. They're all, fairly new within the last couple of years. So like it's not like undead that have had every single legendary and
Yeah,
their mother out there, So what are they going to pick for that
yeah.
one? What's the guy that block revives the legendary? Let's see. What are they going to have? A blood gorge, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Scartosis, or maybe if I guess if they put like an ultimate DK in there, that wouldn't be bad. But they're not going to put in like a Rotos or a Mashald, something that would help somebody's account. But
Yeah. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, if they kind of base it off of the way it's been going, a lot of previous Fusion champs, maybe they would put Rose in there. It'd be nice, but you're probably right. I don't think they would.
yeah, I don't think they're gonna do Rotos just because he's. I mean, I've got a video that I'm preparing to come out with, but Rotos is still king. I don't care what you say about
uh,
Taras. I don't
it's
care what you
king
say
alive,
about
man.
he's still king. He's not going anywhere. He's just so OP. But yeah,
Yeah.
so overall, I think I really feel like they should have just done this whole token trader. They should have just given us out ways to obtain these and just change the champions. I mean, they really have forgotten this, but I feel like
It'd
they
be
probably
nice
should
to
have.
like it would replace like you bought that Tomb Lord and it would replace with someone new.
Yeah,
And it could be a set rotation, whatever, but at least like keep it like if you bought out all 6 of those, that's it, you're done. Like
yeah,
it should replenish at least.
yeah. No, it really should. It really should. And like I said, I feel like instead of giving us the prisms crystals, they should have made it so that we could get a couple of hundred of these from different events. But yeah. So, next I want to talk about what's really been pissing off a lot of people. And you can see on my screen, there's a lot of red dots, right? Even after you clear them, they're still kind of there. But there's this one, even after you clear the event, it is still there. The red dot for the event. It has been over a week, and I
Boys.
can't tell you. I've been on Reddit and people have been complaining about it. Like, why is this? Like, people are like, my OCD is
Fix
killing me.
it.
There's somebody out there that like went on Reddit and said, I refuse to log in until this is fixed because I can't clear it. Now, let me ask you, how many times have you clicked on that, even though you know you've completed the event?
Every time I'm in. Every time I go to the home screen, man. Every time I go.
I
It's so annoying.
I literally go, I clear everything out. After I clear everything out, I click back in it because I'm like, oh, I must have forgot something. And then I'm like, what the
Yeah.
hell? There's nothing there.
Yeah.
And
Total
people,
bait, man.
there's a lot of people that are raging, man. Like, they're just like, this is ridiculous. Why can't you fix it? Like, people are getting I don't know about you, but that is like one of my biggest things is when I log into somebody's account and I see all of the red dots, like they get me. I don't know. What about you?
Man, I call it the pepperoni. I go into someone's index and it's just lit up. Every single faction's got a red dot. I'm like, man, you don't clear. You gotta know. You want to know if you get a new champ. You want to see where it is. You got to clear the pepperoni dots, man. Get rid of those.
Yeah, I really, really hate it, man. I'm just like, ah. And it's gotten me so many times. And I'm just like, literally just checked it not even 5 minutes ago. There's nothing that's changed. And I still keep clicking it. So I'm curious, is
While
anybody,
they're at it, they could go ahead and get rid of that champions one too, man. It's absolutely
yeah.
unnecessary to have a red dot on the champions tab. It will never get cleared for anyone ever. That's
Well,
always gonna
now
be
it's
there.
only for champions that you have left to summon. So,
No, no, no. On the right next to the star button on the bottom right.
oh, are you talking about the champion pool?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's for like
that
all
will be
the.
there. It's gonna be there forever. You will never. There will be no one in the history of this game that could ever clear all that ever.
Yeah,
So just get rid of that red dot. It's
yeah,
so unnecessary.
I do feel like the red dots are kind of a pain. I'm not a fan of them. Like it's just like I look at it, I'm just like, okay, okay. But yeah. So next I want to talk about these turn-based dungeons that we've been having, the tournaments, and you know, I think the Sand Devils one was pretty decent. I don't know. What were your thoughts on that one? Did you like it? Not like it? Did you participate?
I didn't participate in it, but there's another one that just launched, and my Sand Devils 25 team is forever. Well, actually, I don't even know what the turns are on it, but it takes like 5 minutes. So I'm gonna work on that in my stream today and try and make it a relatively fast Sand Devils team. And I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna try and scoop up that top one, 2,000 points. It's gonna be hard to get that. I don't I haven't done one of these yet.
Um, so it really wasn't, as long as you're doing like stage 25 with like the ninja and the Godseeker, if you have them, or even if you had, I believe it was Walking Tomb Gen. It wasn't too bad, right? I think you were getting about 50 points for 100 turns. So
Okay.
you can definitely complete it just with like the daily login energy.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
It's definitely worth it. I did it, and I'm gonna do it on my main. I don't know if I'm gonna do it on my alt, because I'm trying to play 3 accounts at this point. Actually, 4 accounts at this point, so it's a little too
Wow.
much. But definitely on my main account because I'm looking for that 6R Terrestrial. But I think so. Like the first one, like we said, the Sand Devils one was great, and I think this one is it's too early to have one this close, right? Especially now because you look here, and we just got finished with the Dragon Lair one, right? Which was actually quite a difficult one, right? Especially, did you participate in this one or no?
Yeah, it was 3 times speed. That's more what I was going for than anything. I just pumped all my energy into it. I got from logins and dailies and such.
Yeah.
I didn't like, I didn't, break out the card to do it or anything. Just whatever I had.
So this one kind of, did you do stage 20, 25, or hard mode?
I did hard mode 10.
Okay, so you did it on your main
I
account.
honestly didn't even know what type of points. I didn't even pay attention to it. I was looking at the gear, and it was rain and speed gear. I got a ton of speed gear off this 3x event. It was nice.
Yeah, no, it was definitely the speed. I had a video recorded for that where I spent like 15,000 energy, and right as I'm recording the middle of my video, my son comes in and starts yelling, and then I turn around and click stop record. Not stop record. I clicked because I was doing it through RSL helper, and I clicked the clear the queue button.
Uh,
And
yeah.
so, like, the video was all done because I had just finished upgrading the gear. I was like, forget it. Maybe next time. It's like the second time I've tried to record a video like that where I spent that much energy and, like, yeah, let's go. Who knows? Maybe the Fire Knight one might be the one that I do. But yeah, the speed gear for this one was really great. I feel like the point 6350, especially if you were a, stage 20 25, was not that great, right?
Hmm.
I had the lowest turns I could get on a stage 20 was 22 turns. And that was using like a really super OP team, Kymar, Lydia, the whole shebang. And I was only able to get like 37 points. But then if you were going into like 60, 65 turns, you were still getting like 30. So, but if you were farming hard mode and you were getting in at like 20, 22 turns, you were getting about 70, 75 points depending on what you were doing. So, I feel like the dragon one was definitely based more towards hard mode than it was for the normal dungeons, right? Did you I mean, you said you completed it?
Yeah, I got the top. I got the Prism Crystal. I'm pretty sure that's how I got the King Galkabar was off of this one. Um, I don't believe I placed the in the top three. In fact, I don't even think I got a reward, so I probably didn't place in the top 10.
Um, yeah, it was not it really was not great for the, level 20 and unders or for the normal dungeons. It felt it just felt like you had to be, hard mode or above, which kind of sucked. Cuz no matter I
Has
mean I
anyone done the Has anyone done the math on, do you basically get more points for like if it's a regular dragon tournament where you're getting it based off your gear versus this turn attack? Like, is it, I don't know. I guess I haven't really tried to figure out the numbers, it, if it's better or not, because it's going to be significantly more consistent on the turn attack, because you probably are going to do around the same amount of turns, but it's not always consistent on the gear, because if you get that 6-star mythic, you get a ton of points. If you get that 5-star blue, which I feel like you're always getting, you're not getting that many points, right? So I don't
yeah.
know. I wonder, is it hurt or help? And does it hurt or help the, early mid game more or end game more?
So
That'd
I don't
be
know if there was anything done on the point to gear ratio aspect. I know that Safira had his own calculator that he made that were great for Spider, right? Spider, I think, hands down, was the best turn-based tournament attack that they did, and I mean, we had some crazy numbers up there. People were like 300,000, mostly because of CBC because it lined up so well. But when it came to the dragon one, the dragon points were just I think they just used like a different algorithm because it would not work. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, so I just the basic math that I did was I think you needed like 3,500 energy if you were going to do stage 20, and you only needed like 1,600 energy if you did stage 10 hard mode, which is like
oh well.
half. So it definitely felt to me like it was way too much towards the pay to win side, or favoring the hard mode dungeons over that, which I've came to the realization lately that there is a lot of players, and it's a small percentage of players that are actually doing the hard mode dungeons. It's there's still a lot of people that are just farming 20, 25, or the lower ones. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like I really felt like the points for this one was skewed. Ray, welcome to the stream, my man. Thank you for joining us. You won the Dragon event with 60K points. Were you farming hard mode or normal? I'm gonna go ahead and guess hard mode because that is a lot of points. But
Yeah, so definitely in Dragon, it sounds like it would way favor the end game pay to winners. To have the turn attack, it's almost like they're gonna have to have like a nice balance of both. Like if they're putting out a turn attack, they got to put out like the old school method.
yeah,
Like here, here they're gonna have a turn attack for Sand Devils and a turn attack for Ice Golem. It should have been like turn attack for Ice Golem or a normal ice column tournament and then the turn attack for sand devils, or like do kind of do them at the same time or something.
Yeah, and
That
that's the other
probably won't
thing.
happen.
And that's the other thing is now we've got, two of them back to back. So which one are you gonna farm? Are you gonna do Ice
Yeah,
Golem, or are you gonna go do Sand Devils?
I'm not doing ice
Um,
column.
Come on, you don't love Ice Golem? It's so
I
easy.
think it's the coolest looking dungeon.
It
I think
is.
like looks wise, it's great. The gear, even with the buffs, I still don't think the gear is very good.
Yeah. But no, I mean, honestly, I feel like maybe it's just the points for the Prism Crystals were just set way too high. I know for level 100 accounts, it was at 6350. I know other accounts were at like, 45, 48, 55. Um, but it was definitely one of those things where I was just like, the point ratio is not the same. For Spider, it was, they were within a couple of hundred of energy of themselves. It would have cost you like an extra energy refill if you did stage 20 as opposed to stage 10 hard mode, which I felt was great, right? Because they put this Prism Crystal out. They want us to do the events, but I can tell you, I'm not a huge, let me blow my resources to try to get this. Like, it literally, like, if it wasn't for me able to be doing the hard mode dungeons, I probably wouldn't have done this event. Not that I don't like the turn-based events, I really do, because it's got me thinking about my team comps. Like, I've realized that actually a poison comp is better than a seer comp. Um, you know, it's a lot easier for you. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was really not the strategy move was really not great, especially when you look back at the points for the Sand Devils. I mean, 2050 for a, what is it, an immortal soul stone? I think, the points on that were pretty big. There's a huge point difference, and I think, what
Yeah,
do
it
we
was
get?
6,050, wasn't it?
Something like that, yeah. Let me see here. I'll just throw in. Yeah, it was 6,300, but then like the spider one, I want to say was like way less. It was quite a bit less. I want to think it was like 2,800 or something like that. It was under 3,000. I remember that much. But yeah, it was definitely not worth it. I'm curious to see. I don't know. Actually, I don't even think I have my Cronin built properly for this. So it may not work. But Pogo, welcome to the stream, guys. If you have not already, make sure you guys go follow Pogo Pintai over on Twitch. Great content creator, loves to have fun with the Geomancers and just burning everybody to death. So let's see here. Joe finished 10th in the Dragon Tournament. First place in his group, got 20,000 points. He stopped at 5,500. So I'm guessing Joe's probably somewhere in like the 70s range, and he was able to, get it that way. But so you're saying you're gonna go for the Sand Devil one? You're not gonna go for the Ice Golem?
Yeah, definitely not ice column. I'm
No.
gonna. I mean, I guess we'll see what the rewards are, but there's no reason for me to be farming on either of my accounts for me to be farming ice column. Honestly, I don't know if they're gonna be doing this. It doesn't seem like they made an announcement or anything, but I don't know if they're gonna be doing this Prism Shard weekly. Once a month. Like I don't know what their plans are, but. Uh, that's what they were. All the prism shards were a part of the turn attack tournaments last week. So I don't know if that'll be applying to whatever event they might be dropping tomorrow. But if they haven't said anything, my guess is there's not going to be anything. It's just going to be just a regular tournament just for turn attack, though.
Yeah, they haven't been too, forward with telling us what they're going to do for these events or how often they're going to happen. I think this one actually ends tomorrow on Monday.
Oh, it ends
So
tomorrow.
yeah,
Yeah.
I am curious to see what's going to happen. So that you can purchase these in the shop, right? and I want to see.
Mm.
They said that they don't want players to save them, but I'm curious to see if you buy them and they go into your shop, into your mailbox. Are they automatically going to pull them for you, or are you going to be able to save them for the next
Mm.
run?
That's a
So
good question. Yeah.
there is going to be some testing with that, and we'll see. But I think I think once that is released, people are going to be like, "Oh, okay, here's another way that we can hoard it," and Plarium's going to be like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, we need to figure out how to use that now." But yeah, it's this one is taking quite a bit, but I guess it'll be a good idea to see how many points we can get at stage 24. But yeah, it's I don't know if you saw the Dungeon Divers event, but they put the Plarium pay points in it. And I'm like, you're
Yeah.
running this new event, right, with the Prism Crystals. Why don't you put those in there? Like, put 5 there,
Yeah.
put 10 there. 10 would have been great because we're all going to be stuck with 10. And they're going
I
to
know
try to
exactly.
entice everybody to spend. And it's like,
Yeah.
why not just put 10 in there and, let us get those extra ones and pull some? Because, especially the free to play players are definitely not going to spend anything, and it's going to be like, okay, well, they're just going to sit there. But yeah, back to the turn based stuff. I do think I like it. Like I said, it definitely gets me to be a little more creative with the teams that I'm going for. I've realized that the seer comps, especially for the farms, are not actually the fastest, right?
Hmm.
If you're running a poison comp, it's actually much faster than it is for a seer comp. And overall, I think I have another video on that I'm currently working on, but uh, seer comps are not that great. They take way more than the poison explosion comps to kind of get them going. But
Well,
uh,
yeah, because she's basically only helping you through the waves, but when you get to the boss, she's basically doing nothing, right?
right,
Whereas the poison comps, you're going to be getting the benefit at the boss as you are along the way, and they're doing it basically just as quick, if not quicker, I would imagine. If you're
right.
using like a Cavalex or something, he's not even taking a turn to put those poisons out there.
Exactly. So like on stage 10 hard mode, I've been using double Cavalax, Elenarl, Steltus, and Kymar. And I'm completing it in like 27 seconds with like 22 turns, 23 turns.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So, definitely reaping the max benefit of that. But, there is a less accessible team that you could use for that, which might have a few extra turns, but it's still more consistent. What kind of team actually do you use for hard mode 10?
I'm like, I just kind of threw a team together. It's kind of a, I have Seer, but it's like I have Tio, Mithrala, Bad L, and probably Kymar resetting it. And I basically I clear with Seer to the end, and then they basically Kymar and Seer just die, and it's just the three of them throwing poisons up and cleansing and procking them and stuff. So yeah, I honestly don't know what the terms are on it, but it's just something I threw together. I don't know. It probably could be tuned significantly better.
Okay.
The thing is, like a lot of those champs for me are used in other areas, so like I don't wanna change them because I'm using them like either in Fire Knight or Hydra or Clan Boss or something. So
Right.
it's kind of like I threw them in there and let's see if it works, and it works, so I just kind of stuck with it.
Yeah, I've been seeing the whole Ray just mentioned Spider 10 hard mode with Seer has been nuking the waves, and I've been seeing that quite a bit actually. I've been on Reddit, and there's been a lot of teams like that people are posting. What are you using for your turn? Or did your turn-based team differ at all from your regular team on Spider?
For Spider,
Yeah.
uh, I have um I have HP burn champs, and then it starts with Cold Heart, then I got Artek, Sissia, Tio, and then Acrizia just knocks him down, so it takes 5 turns.
Okay. So it's the same team that you used in the past,
Yeah,
or that you've
yeah.
always
I didn't
used.
change any. I didn't change anything there.
Yeah. Uh, Being useless, are you talking about the Cornum DJ team or the Seer team? But what do you use for this for Sand Devils right now?
Yeah, that's what I have to improve on today. I've been using iron walk-in iron tomb
Right.
and
Godseeker.
Godseeker. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it takes like 5 minutes. So I gotta at that part I can't stand. Like I haven't farmed Sand Devil. I haven't done above 7 in forever, but now that they made all the changes, I guess you don't even want to be doing 7. You kind of want to be doing what 13 or something if you want just
Right.
a smaller. And then so like I have to fix that team, and then I gotta do a better 25 team. I know there's a lot better teams out there, so I guess I haven't really made a decision what I'm doing yet, but
Yeah,
we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll look at some videos real quick. I don't know.
the Godseeker and Ninja one for 25. I have a video on the channel, but I can DM you the builds if you want.
Yeah,
They
shoot that over. That sounds good.
it's the fastest one. It's like 2.5 minutes, and you get to bring food in. It's full auto, no setup, no nothing. The Chronum one actually requires some setup for AI setup, which kind of sucks. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I haven't done the work to get Crown Am, so I don't have that option.
you know what, I'm gonna say it's a lot of work to get Chronum, but he's
It
definitely
is.
definitely worth it. He opens up a lot of things. But
Uh,
welcome to the stream, Nick. Thank you for joining us. Mr. Mo, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining us. Uh, Godseeker and Nut is too weak even for 18. Luckily, I was able to pull a second Nut, or Newt, I should say, and got a 4-turn spider team now. Is that stage 20 hard mode, or is that stage 10 hard mode, or is that a different stage? Um, But that's, by the way, congratulations on pulling the second Newt. I would love to. I would love to have a second Newt.
yeah,
Uh,
it's great.
but yeah. So next, we're gonna talk about the Call of the Arbiter stuff, right? And I want to ask you before we get too far. I want to ask you, was it worth it for you to sit there? Let me rephrase it. Were the episodes worth it, or did you care more about the rewards than the episodes?
Um, I think it was. I'm no anime aficionado. I don't know. Just to throw that out there, I know a lot of people are super into anime and kind of didn't think it was good in terms of like production quality and that standpoint. All that all that aside, just to get some lore, to get some background to the characters, to bring some life to the game, some life to the characters, I actually quite enjoyed it. I thought the episodes were 6 minutes, probably 5 minutes if you cut out the intro and the outros. 5 minutes a pop. Honestly, I wanted more. Like I wanted to learn more. I wanted a bigger story. I wanted more to happen. So in that sense, I guess it was good. Like it left me wanting more. Um, but I guess I don't know if they're gonna do this again or not. Like, is this it? And then that's like it's over and we're done. Or like I think I just want more. I would like to see them to. I feel, like, is that really where they should be putting resources though? Like, I want a better game first. So, like, is this just nonsense? So, I don't know. I'm back and forth on it. I guess.
Okay. Um. So I mean, I've been a huge junkie for anime since I was younger. I watched Dragon Ball. as time progressed, one of my favorite animes has been Full Metal Alchemist. Brotherhood. I don't know if you've ever checked that out, but if you have
No,
the
I've heard
time,
of them, but I don't know them.
I would definitely watch Full Metal Alchemist, and I would watch the Brotherhood one first, because man, it's insane. 27 points for 223 turns, so it could still be achieved by 100. What is it? 80 runs? No, not even.
Mm, yeah,
65
around
runs, which is basically a days and a half energy. So I think the Sand Devil ones will probably be worth it. But yeah. So overall, I mean, it definitely did leave you wanting more. But I was not really happy with it. Like, even if we were to combine all the episodes into one and just play it straight out, I think it's like 28 minutes, and even at that, it doesn't really. No, not 28 minutes. I think it was like 48 minutes. Sorry. Even at that, though, it really doesn't give you that much. It doesn't go into the lore at all. Uh, I think what they were trying to do with this is kind of bake the community into wanting more. That way, people would start talking about it, and all these networks would be like, "Oh, well, that's something they're interested in. Let's pick that up." Raid's got, I think, 80 million players or something like that. So that's a pretty big audience to have if you want to try to make an anime about it. And I mean, Arcane, which, have you watched that at all?
what is it?
Arcane. It's the League of
Arcane? I don't.
Legends version.
No, I haven't seen it.
Arcane is one of those ones that League of Legends did, and that one was
Okay.
actually awesome. Uh, that
Okay.
one, that one definitely had each episode wanting me leaving more and more and more. I did a show with what was it? Oh my God, why can't I remember his name? The Saffron Man, right? And we were talking about all of this, and he's like, "Mate, you got to go watch League of Legends, the Arcane one." Now, remind you, I get up. I'm a UPS driver, so I have to get up pretty early, and I have to, rest up a lot because I have a long day. And I started watching it at midnight. I didn't go to bed till like 3. And I can tell you, the next day I was tired as all hell.
Burnt.
But then I came home. I didn't even bother recording a video that day. I just went right back to watching it because it was just so good, right? I loved it. I loved it. But I think overall, like, I was more excited about getting the rewards because the rewards helped me complete a lot of the Chronom missions, which was
Yeah.
probably like the best time to start a Chronom account. And you were able to double dip on those events or those promo codes if you were an iOS user. Which,
Hmm.
by the way, I think we have like a week left. Um, but yeah, we have like 3 days left before everything's done. So I don't know if this is all going to be removed. The coach chains ends in a week and a
Says
half.
above, yeah, a week and 3 days. Yeah.
Yeah, so you have like a week and a half to go back in and make your Chronom and see if you're gonna get your Artec.
It's a great point. Yeah.
Ray says they need to spend time rebalancing some champs to try to make arena fun again. Live arena is boring as hell. Um, I I agree with that actually. There's a lot of champs that um I don't want to get too far off subject, but there's a lot of champs I think need to be rebalanced. Because right now all I see in Gold Arena, which is what you're in currently too as well, right? Gold one for Live Arena.
Yeah, I'm in it. Yeah.
Yeah. All I see is just legendaries. I don't see any epics. And
Ah, bring the Shamel, man. I bring the Shamel
you bring Shamel in against Taras.
against Tars. Lights
Yeah.
him up.
Yeah, see, I don't, on my main account, I don't have that issue. My alt account, yeah, but I just try to get in
But
like,
it's so hard for me to even do it. It's hard to even like scroll over to get an epic to put in there. I see what you're saying, but
yeah, there's definitely a lot of champs that, like I think Finax is a great one. I remember I used to use him in Plat Arena before and trying to use him, Gold 4 back in the day. He was great, block reviving. And you were talking about an epic right there that was in a Plat Arena, so I definitely think they do need to rebalance some of them.
I
Um,
ban Phoenix when I see him, man.
really? I don't.
Phoenix with that A1, you just have to have a little health with that A1. He's gonna knock you out, man. I just ban him.
I don't. I usually ban Ukos because I hate being stunned, and I usually ban UDKs because the number
Yeah,
one ban that's a problem I have. Uh, I have the Taras and people see that and they know that. So as soon as they go, they ban my Taras and I'm like, okay, great. Who do I have left as a nuker? So my backup is always
yeah.
Rotos, but my Rotos on my main account isn't as strong on as he is on my alt account. So he's always like banned right away. And I'm like, Jesus. So like now I have to start getting a little more trickier. Like I started gearing out my Torment to build him in and kind of mess things up there. But um let's see, the epic and bronze. Which epic and bronze are you talking about being useless? You pulled Eric's a few weeks back. Video on YouTube's make her look amazing. Yeah, Eric's actually, I thought was a really bad login champion. But I've seen her like take me on a couple of times and like really had me sweating bullets. Like I might actually lose this. Have you had that issue?
I think she's underrated. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say underrated. I know Kenpachi uses her a ton. I know she's HP based, can do pretty good damage. AoE, A1 has stuns. She's a good champ. I haven't built her, but I just because I don't have the gear to spread around that much. But she's interesting.
Yeah. The A1 has a 25% chance of removing one random buff from each target. A2 attacks all enemies, has a 50% chance of placing a debuff for one turn, transfers a random debuff from this champion to a target, receives a stun if this from this skill. And then her A3 places an ally protection, counterattack on like a 3-turn cooldown. The only thing I didn't like about her, because I remember when we did the Clan Boss challenge, I had the Night Revenant faction. Uh, Her passive, man, it made it really hard for me to speed tune her and try to
Mm.
get like a really good speed tune. But she does get a decent heal for every critical hit. So I, you know, she's definitely great. And I've been thinking about using her. I just, like you said, I don't have that much gear to be able to, gear up every single nuker. When
Yeah,
you
exactly.
when you get to the
I mean,
end
I could
game,
throw gear on there. It's just not gonna be good.
yeah, exactly. When you're playing, that's an issue I've been finding is when you're playing at this type level and the fifth or sixth or seventh champion that you want to gear is at this type of level. Is it really worth to gear them, right?
Yeah.
Is it really worth spending those resources? He says you find the oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I when you're early game, that's when a lot of people are early game, and so the bronze arena has a lot more of the lower level accounts. But provokes it would be nice on her. I think that wouldn't be that bad on her, honestly,
Mhm.
especially if you're gonna use it for Hydra, right? She has
Yep.
the
Yep.
AoE on the A2 with her passive. She gets to go even faster. Might not be a bad idea. Well, might have to do some testing with that. Uh, After farming the rotation of Dark Fey. Okay. It's been a while since I've been on your account, Nick, so I'm definitely excited to see. I know you pulled a Sifi, so we got to work that into your arena team there. So be able to use your Harima now. But sorry, back to the Call of the Arbiter stuff. So I think the last episode. Did you watch it yet?
Yeah.
So without giving too many spoilers, I'm pretty sure a lot of people already saw this, but did you think that it was really worth it? Did it leave you like with like a cliffhanger at the end of it, or was it just kind of like, really, that's all you had to give us?
Yeah, well, I guess expected, right? I don't, yeah. I mean, nothing out of the ordinary, right? Good wins over evil and whatever, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it definitely left me wanting more, and I don't know if that's because like there wasn't enough to it, enough substance, lore, what have you, or if it's just like the stories were a bit mangled. Like it didn't have it wasn't like a set story. It was almost just like, hey, we want to throw in the Fire Knight here. Hey, we want to throw in the Doom Tower here. Like it didn't. There wasn't like a journey like you have in like Lord of the Rings or something. So yeah, I don't know. I see what you're saying. I guess.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I don't feel like the episodes even like led up to each other that greatly, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was. I feel like they just wrote like a 30-minute episode and they said, okay, let's break it up to 10 episodes and give each episode like 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes of actual content. Um, but yeah, the last episode I kind of where it just left off and it was like the Arbiter did her little speech and she's like, "You're alone," and I'm like expecting to see like a big battle, and I saw nothing, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, this was a huge letdown. This was a huge letdown. What? Give me back my 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
you know, I was just like, okay. Um, I feel like the one with Battle Khazard was probably even better than that one. But yeah, it was just not overall like I'd give it like a 3 out of 5. There was definitely a lot more there that they could have used, and there's just so much stuff they could do with this, and they can make it. I mean, Raid is a great game as is, but they could really make it so much better. If they incorporated a lot of this stuff, like I'm willing to wait, you know, a week, 2 weeks for like a proper done episode. These right here, in my opinion, were not worth it. I think if they do something like this again, they really need to just like really give the budget, focus, do it because I feel like their advertisements are doing better than these shows were. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, the advertisements are probably definitely better for sure. Uh, I think it started out kind of cool. They were very like, here's the story, the kind of the story behind Gaelic. Here's the story behind Ethel. Like, here's how they got to this point. Like those, I think I liked a lot more than kind of, after the four, I guess, initial ones. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know. I don't. I frankly, man, like I guess if other games have done this, I could see maybe why they were doing it, or and they were successful with it. I partially to me, they're like, we can make so much money off of YouTube. Like we're really this is something we're not doing. Maybe we should just try to make a little mini series or something. Like
it's
I honestly don't know why they're doing it. Like if are you a game company or are you making cartoons? Like what's going on? Anime. I don't mean to offend anyone.
No, no, I mean, legitly, like if you look at this, some of the views, like we'll go to the first episode. Hopefully it doesn't. Um, so like the first episode's got 379,000 views. Pull it up here real quick, right? No, sorry, it's got 3.9 million views on the first episode,
Oh wow.
right? So 2.5 on the second one, 2.2 million, 1.8. You could see as they go on, they start losing. Like the first one was really great. Yeah, I think partially because um Gaelic cut off his father's arm.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
interesting. It was fun.
you know, but it was like it was really one of those things like they could have done so much better, but as they go down the line, the views start getting worse, and I feel like that was
Yeah.
just an overall of the storyline and overall of like you could have just done better, right? But you could see like the very first one of Call of the Arbiter. Actually, let me see. Let me go under their playlist. Nope, that's just music. But like the very first one with Gaelic, he that one's been their best one, right?
Yeah.
And
I
just
think that was the
little,
best episode too, frankly.
it really was actually. What was your favorite episode out of all of them?
Yeah, I don't know. That one was the most interesting. Like, like, all right, how is this, the bad guy, I guess the orcs are supposed to be bad, whatever. Um, or maybe they're not. I don't know. I guess I still don't know. But in that portrayal, like they're, killing, just raiding the city or whatever it was, but they felt justified doing it because, I guess it was happening to them prior to. Uh, but it's not wanting to kill who was it, Aethel, I guess it turned out being.
Yep, Baby Aethel.
And then chopping off his dad's arm, to get away, and that spawned us Artak, and like that was all really cool. Like in the game, we got Artak as the login champ, and the story was interesting, and even I don't know, the Ethel one probably wasn't that good, but Ethel isn't good in the game, so I guess that was expected.
Hey, look, they tried
Any of
to.
the Ethels.
They tried. Um,
But like out of the Elhain one and the Kale one, like those were pretty good too, I guess. Like, they had some sort of affair and, it went sour and whatever. Like that was all fine, but after that, I think it kind of lost me. Like it was I guess they were trying to kind of walk you through the process of the game. Like you're doing campaign and then you're doing dungeons. Then you're doing, I think they brought the clan boss in there for one. And then, you moved up the Doom Tower by the end. I guess maybe that's what they were trying to do more so than like continue the story of these four and how why they came together. Like to me, I wanted it to end up like the four of them fighting the dragon, like they do in the beginning of the game, but winning this time because they worked with Arbiter or something. Like
yeah,
that would have been a way better ending, and then they could have moved on to like a second season where whatever. Like it was, I guess it was too rushed. Like they tried to
yeah.
give you like from day
Eight.
one to end game in 10 episodes,
Yeah.
and you can't do that, especially if they're 5 minutes long.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Let's see here. Ray says the best thing was the free gifts and the both Legos.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that was
agree.
the first
I
question, right?
agree there. The rewards we got, Artak, and I feel bad for anybody who comes down the line and doesn't get Artak. By the way, do we know who empowers Artak? I still don't know. And you
I think you
can't
can
pull
pull
him.
him from blues.
No, you can't. You
You
can't
can't pull
pull.
him.
No, he is one of the ones that cannot be summoned. So I really want to know who's
Well,
going to
but
empower him.
after his event, will he be able to summon him?
Maybe? I don't know.
Because there's a
Maybe.
bunch of other ones like that that you can only get from blues. You can't get them from sacred. It's not a bunch. There's whatever the login champs are. So I don't know if they'll just treat it like that or not. But
Well, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
because he's not on the list, right? He's not on the
No, no,
empowerment
he's
list.
not. But
Yeah.
like maybe they just realize he's so powerful they don't want to empower him. But let's see. Mo says Artak should have had one arm in the game to really tie him into the first episode. I agree with that, actually.
Yeah, that'd been great.
It would have been great to just see him with one arm, bandaged up, whatever. I think that would have made a lot of sense. Um, Nick says he loves the Jizzle one. Uh, I think Jizzle one was actually pretty cool because like he like literally has no use in the game other than being a 4-star chicken, right? And in this one, they made him look like such a badass, where he like one shots the spider with like goes right down like a Wolverine type thing. So I think that was kind of cool. What do you think?
Yeah, it was a good episode. I mean, but it's like totally random, right? Like, who cares about Jizzo? Why is he even in there?
Yeah,
I- But his story was good. The episode was good. You know, I guess he, lost his arm. I didn't even know he was missing a hand because, like, who uses them?
exactly. And then Ray says the whole thing with Kale and Elhain. Um, I don't know. I didn't really feel that was really necessary. The whole love thing. I don't
Yeah,
know. What do you?
yeah,
It
great.
just kind of like really you could have just made something else. Like we don't care if they're sleeping with each other or whatnot.
I would have
Um,
preferred the same type of backstory with Kale that we got with Gaelic, and the same that we got, same thing with Elhain. Like, I would
yeah,
have preferred a backstory like that as opposed to like their little love affair. Like, who cares about that?
yeah, exactly.
And like,
Um,
it basically was inconsequential the rest of the series, right? Like, they didn't. They basically like, we're cool. We're just gonna fight together now, or whatever. Like, like nothing persisted at all.
yeah, I mean, anytime you would see them split up, it would always be like Gaelic and Aethel, and then Kale and Elhain. I guess they were trying to play off on like the whole romance
Oh
thing,
yeah,
but
I guess they'd rather
it
fight
really
together.
wasn't like I don't know. I really didn't care for that part. But let's see.
Uh,
Mr. Mo says, "Dude, the absolute best was the last few seconds in the Newt episode where Kale says, I beepin' hate dwarves.' That was literally probably one of the funniest and like jaw-dropping things for me. Like I was like, oh my god." Did you watch that episode?
Yeah, I mean, I watched them all. I don't remember that actually, but
It was literally like right at the as he kills the Fire Knight, Kale turns around and was like, dwarves. um, that was
why would he
legit
say that? He just
funny.
saved them.
I I I mean, come on, you really short, 6 foot high elves. I mean, yeah, that was one of the funniest things there. I really enjoyed that part.
That's just a
Um,
common thing in like lore that the high elves don't like dwarves. There's like in just normal, like I don't know, like Lord of the Rings and stuff.
um, Usually the high elves or the dark elves don't really get along with dwarves, but yeah, the whole thing that he dropped the F bomb to, that was like, what? And I think that was like the only like, foul language, I guess I could say, that was dropped in the whole episode. And I was like, how did they get that approved? And yeah, but yeah, I think that was actually one of the funniest. As for like which episode was the best, in my opinion, I think the Artak one, the Gaelic one, was probably the best one. A, because it gave us a lot of backstory on Gaelic. It gave us a really good fighting scene, and it just kind of left your mouth with like your jaw dropped, like, oh my god, he just cut his arms, father's off. What's going to happen to him next? And like that, I was kind of pissed off that they didn't play more into that. Like they didn't give us anything else to what happens after that, you know. So, um, so yeah, overall, what were your thoughts?
The best episode?
Yeah.
Uh, Man, the best episode. I'm gonna stick with Gaelic. I think that was my favorite. I think it was the the most captivating. I'm glad it was first, right? It made me want to watch the rest of them, but it really did give you like a true kind of lore, and like this is how he got here. Like like it wasn't like a lot of the other ones. You didn't really. It wasn't like this is what happened to get him to this point. Where you now know them. It was a love affair or whatever. Like the Jizzo one was good too, because you got the lore as to why he lost his hand. I think I like that, and that's kind of more what I was expecting from these. Just to for them to kind of develop the world more, to develop the characters more. So I think those would be more my favorite ones, as opposed to kind of the latter half of them, the last five, where it was more them just kind of jumping around. I did like the actually with the episode 9, I guess, the one with Valkonen. I thought that one was pretty good.
Yeah. That was
Where he turned into Bad L. Like that one was pretty cool.
yeah, that was actually pretty good. Give us a little backstory on him. Um and yeah, I think that was it definitely makes it in my top three. Um,
Yeah.
but like overall, like I said, I think like a 3 out of 5 is what I would have given it. And mostly because of the Artec one. If it wasn't for the Artec episode, I probably would have, you know, dropped like halfway through them. Like at the end, it was more about I just want to watch it and talk about it for content than it was actually looking as excitement for it. And the views themselves will tell you, you go from what was it, 3+ million views on the first episode, and like the last one has gotten 750,000. So you could tell a lot of people just didn't really care after the
We gotta
first
get the
one.
800. We get the free gear.
Yeah. Uh, so I got a question for you. Do you believe in the 10x's?
No, I don't even. I guess for voids, voids are probably just as useless at this point now. But you know, even 6 months ago, I was like really like the first Georgia 10x back in was the first week of January, I think. I pulled pretty hard on that one, trying to get George. Um, I hit 4 gold and didn't get him that time. Uh,
Okay.
I've pulled now 7 gold during Georgia events, and I've pulled 4 or 5 gold during Taurus events, and I still don't have either of them. And that's on voids, where you have a better chance than you do on the non-void affinities. So non-void affinity, I don't even bother with. Like 10x, who cares? It doesn't mean anything to me. Uh, the void one's a little bit different because typically you're only pulling for one, or there's only like one in there, like this one with Iron Gut. Um, but the non-void 10x's, it doesn't mean it's meaningless. It's what do you have if you have hit that 0.5% chance of getting the Lego, uh, or the 6% chance if you're pulling sacreds, it's a 6% chance that you're gonna get that legendary, and then if there's 4 of them or 3 of them, like this one, it's like meaningless. The
Yeah.
odds are, horrible.
All right. Well, I've got 59 ancients, 35 voids, and 24 sacreds. So I want to hear from you guys watching. Which ones do I pull? And whichever ones I pull, I'm pulling all of them. But I can only pull one in
Jeez.
case we have a fusion
Gotta go
down the
for
line
Iron Gut.
that I want to do on the alt account. But let me know, guys. What do you guys want to see? Voids, sacreds, or ancients? I think I'm like
Is this your main account?
no, this is my alt account.
Uh, does
uh okay,
it have
so
Akatum
Akmentum.
or Kemptum?
Yeah. I've got just about everything on this account. Um But this is my alt account. I log in to do clan boss. I use it for content and basically CVC points to help us out. So this is the one that I just, if I have the shards, I kind of blow it where, just to get that dopamine feeling. But let's see. So far we've got voids. Anybody else?
Yeah,
What's
I
your
would say
void?
voids.
Voids. Okay, so we got 2 for voids. Nick says, "Don't pull anything, save it." Let's see. We'll give it 5 more seconds. So far we've got just voids. Voids. Joe says void. All right. Let's see. Do I have anything for clan boss? Nick says voids too. Okay, no, I've already collected clan boss. Void for Ray as well. All right. All right, we got 35, so I need to make 3 more space. Let's just throw some champions in the vault.
Get that iron gut.
Let's hope so. I think on this account, I'm probably like 110 into mercy. So let's see. First time. We gonna get a legendary in the first time?
Be nice.
Well, we got an umbral. Hey, she's part of the 10x. So does that mean the 10x is real? A lot of blues. Cage bound. Okay. Let's see here. Ooh. At least give us some good rare that we need. I don't think I actually need any on this one. Reliquary Tender, she is like, I want to say next to Coldheart, like the second best rare in the game.
Probably.
You know,
She's
I'm just
great.
kind of like
Revive, cleanse, heal. She's great.
she's faction wars, whatever you need her to do, she's got it, man. She has it. And I'm just like, I underestimated how powerful she was. And I even use her in like my Doom Tower runs. So, okay. So we got 20 down so far at nothing. At least we'll get the Phantom, which we don't really need. Scrapper. Let's see. Bloodhorn. Hey, we got at least one of the Broadma fusion champs. Another reliquary. God, I wish we could empower epics. I wish we could empower epics. Epics and rares, but yeah, we got Augmentum. I know Nick runs an Augmentum team for Spider 10 hard mode. Ooh, we got a little bit of lag there. Does that mean we're going to get gold? Inquisitor Shemail. Okay.
Purple.
Let's see, what else? Oof. Painsmith. He is painting my heart right now. Okay. All right. Interceptor. Last one. Wow. Wow. We got nada. We got the Augmentum. But you know what? I'm feeling lucky that I might get a Harima. So let's pull some sacreds and see. I got 24. Why the hell not? Right?
That was a lot.
Yeah, I like to save on this account. Let's see. Can we get a Harima? Epic. Crimson Helm. Okay. Don't need Bama help, but great for that. Masamoto. Let's see. Come on. Give us a Harima. Necro Hunter. Man, I can't tell you, when I first pulled a Necro Hunter, he was like my 4th or 5th epic. And I actually 6-starred him because I was like, oh, he's great. He has the decreased defense on the A1. He's going to help me. I'm just like, Then I realized how bad he was, and he could not hit for a wet noodle, and I was like, oh, so disappointed, so disappointed. Narzana, okay. A newt would be great on this account.
That'd be sick.
Visionary. I didn't go for the fusion on this account, so
Okay.
wow. Sepulchre Sentinel. What do we? That's 8 so far. Chancellor Yasmin. Now you don't want to pull any of your shards. Good. Now you can see exactly what the content creator bad luck is.
This is what a 10x looks like.
And then I'll pull a legendary, and he'll be like, "No, now I gotta go pull." Wow. This is still kind of dry at 10. Let's see. Have you ever leveled fully maxed out a Kitus?
No, but I heard he hits it pretty hard, actually.
He is fun to play with. He's not a lot in plat, but he is fun to play with. Lower levels. Comes back with a cardinal and doom. This is part of the 10x Skaramus.
Yeah. I don't have him.
I think one of these next ones should be a legendary. All right, Burning Fury. I guess, we did pull one of the Prism Crystal champions. We got the Hippo.
Go freeze.
Jeez. I think we're right now 15 shards in, yeah. This makes it 16. Skull Crusher.
You're at 17? Like a 12% to hit now.
All right, so this one's got to be it. Really? Wow. This is why you guys should not be pulling right now.
That's rough.
Wow. And I had already pulled 5 before.
You're pretty much close to 1 and 4 now.
Let's see. No, there's been a time where I pulled like 40 and I didn't get anything.
Yeah. It's painful.
I was like, really? How is this allowed?
Damn.
Wow, you gotta be kidding me. 21 shards so far. Siege Hulk?
That guy's awesome. Yeah. Cool.
There we go.
There it is.
A Pythion. It's a legendary.
That's a great champ.
It's a legendary. Did you have him? I do. Though I think he might actually be a trip on this account. If I can ever get into my faction guardians. Yep, I've already got 2 of him, so this makes him a +1. Actually, we'll hold on to him, but all right, nothing great. Although we did pull, it looks like I did pull something new here. What did we pull? Augmentum. Oh, okay. So Augmentum was actually new on my account.
Oh, there you go. That worked out.
Okay, that was good. That was good. All right. So it has been a wonderful time. I've enjoyed everybody's company. Before I do let you go, though, Gestal, shoutouts. Who do you have for a shout out for us?
Let's give a shout out to my man Ace Gonzo. He's a longtime raid streamer. He kind of does it here and there. Saw him I raided him the other night. So I'm a big fan of Ace. Awesome dude. Go check him out on Twitch. Yeah, shout out to Ace.
Yeah. Great guy, great content creator. Great to hang around with. I did play poker with him and the Saf Man, along with a couple of other content creators a while back, and really, really fun time. We drank a little too much though, so I feel like he might be a bad influence sometimes. Um, can the shout out be Jarec breaking the bank? No. That would be condoning spending, and I don't do that. Um, but actually, in all seriousness, my shout out this week's gonna go out to Plarium. Even though they do so many things to piss us off, so many things to aggravate us, if it wasn't for them coming out with Raid Shadow Legends, a lot of us wouldn't be doing this content creation stuff. A lot of us wouldn't have met. I wouldn't be doing my collabs with you. I wouldn't have met my community. I wouldn't have had to had so much fun. Like I have grown. I like literally talked to a lot of these people I have met in game, outside, real life. One of my last clans that I was in SNA, he actually one of the guys is like a neighbor of mine, lives 2 streets up. So you
Oh,
know, yeah, if it wasn't literally for Plarium putting out Raid Shadow Legends, there would be a lot of awesome people that I have not met. And so, yes, my shout out is going to go to Plarium. Don't let it get to your head, though. You're not that great. We love the game, which is why we stick around, but you still do things to piss us off. So,
Yeah,
before we let everybody go, do
I
you have
like that.
anything? Do you have anything you want to say?
I'll be streaming on Twitch here in about a half hour. If you guys want to come by there, at twitch.tv/Gestal Gaming. I'd love to hang out with you. That'd be cool. Also doing like a daily kind of raid. I call it raid today. It's just like what's happening in raid every day, the tourneys and events, and just try to keep you up to date with everything that's going on, today in raid.
Yeah, I've been watching
So
those.
check that out on YouTube.
Been watching those. I really enjoy them.
Thanks,
So
man.
yes, if you guys haven't though, make sure you go over to Gestal. Subscribe to the channel, help him get to that 1,000 sub mark, which is really, really kind of crucial for a lot of the content creators. Uh, and then he will be streaming over, so make sure you guys go follow him. And as always, guys, much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other, and we'll catch you guys next week.